This video we are going to be completing the Yzerplan here in NHL 25 and managed the Tampa Bay Lightning from 2010 to 2018, and then he joined the Red Wings in 2019. Team he built, he got Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point, Anthony Cirelli, he got Ryan McDonough, and then obviously he got Andrei Vasilevsky. One of the best resumes, in my opinion, that I've ever seen as a GM in my lifetime. And today we're going to try and complete his build here of the Detroit Red Wings and win them a Stanley Cup. This video, make sure you guys like and subscribe and all that stuff, and let's get straight into it. Red Wings starting in net, we have Cam Talbot here, who they picked up in the offseason on a 2-year deal at 37 years old to try and help solve their goaltending. But really the two pieces we are looking at is number 1, Trey Augustine out of the University of Michigan, absolute stud, elite medium, and then Sebastian Cossa, drafted 15th overall by the Red Wings back in 2021. Number 1 defenseman is Mo Seider. He is definitely going to be in this top 4 up for a long time coming. He signed a 7-year deal in the offseason. We also have Simon Edvinsson on this team, who's going to be up for a contract at the end of this season. And then we also have in the minors Axel Sandin Palika, who's an absolute stud. Have elite high potential? I have no clue. We also have Shai Boyum, William Willander, and then a bunch of these old guys, which is probably Yzerman's biggest mistake, but also, you know what? He had to pay somebody, so he just paid trash players. Get high picks, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you want to see. But then here on forward, we have our captain here, maybe our best player, probably our best player, Dylan Larkin here. Captain, absolute stud on offense and on defense. I mean, that's why he's the captain, obviously. Yes, Golden Child, Lucas Raymond, drafted 4th in 2020. He had a massive breakout year. He also looks light-skinned with this haircut. Is his dad black? Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. That in the 2022 offseason, I think, for the Kevin Korchinski pick. And DeBrincat, while he's been here, you know, he's playing back with his buddy Patrick Kane. He's been pretty good. I mean, more than pretty good, you know, in his time here. They also have Marco Kasper here, which is our last elite player, 8th overall in 2022. He's looking really good in real life. Kane and Tarasenko. We have a couple misses as well in the draft. Like, I mean, Michael Rasmussen's not a miss. He just isn't worth the 9th pick. But, you know, like, he's turned into a solid NHLer. We have Dower Nielsen here, but most importantly, we have Nate Danielson. We have Branzig Nygaard. Again, we have some old players who are making money. And then we have a generational prospect in Joe Veleno. 8 Soderblom here, absolute stud. We have Jonathan Bergen, maybe the most Detroit pick ever with how Swedish his name sounds. So I really like the makeup of our team here. We need to see what we do in year number 1, though. Lines, DeBrincat, Larkin, and Raymond, Patty Kane, Marco Kasper, Tarasenko, Rasmussen, Kopp and Comfort, Veleno, Bergen, and Fisher. On defense, we have Edvinsson and Seider on that top pair, getting a +3. Cam Talbot's in net, and honestly, this is one of the nastiest power plays, but I don't know why we let go of Shane Gostisbehere and Jake Wallman. What are we doing here, fellas? And it was to sign Raymond, sign Seider. But, you know, Jake Wallman's turned into a great player, Shane Gostisbehere as well. So we'll see how those moves age. But for right now, let's enter game 1 here. Just see what this team's made of, see what it's about, and see what we need for the future. So let's go. Larkin going to play it back for Tarasenko. Back for Larkin across Mo Seider. Score! Mo Seider opens the goal scoring. I just woke up the entire household. I think for this rebuild, the main thing is to see how this season goes first. I think that's what the Red Wings are doing in real life. I don't know if we're going to make a big trade at the deadline. I don't know if we're going to sell. It's pretty much all going to depend on our record. First, and the Red Wings are super mid. What's new? The boys are absolutely mid. That second line is doing so awful. Oh my goodness. The 4th line's also a -11. What is that second D pair doing horrible? 3rd D pair, how are our goalies doing? You know what? Our goalies are actually doing really well, but we need to change the 3rd D pair. We need to change, what is it, the 2nd line, the 4th line. Oh my goodness. Division, so you know what? I think the tank is coming, And we could very much use a veteran player, right? Like Jared Tenorti. So we're going to take a 3rd round pick from Vancouver for Christian Fisher. With the Florida Panthers willing to help the boys out, giving us a 2nd round pick for Eric Gustafson because he's on our 3rd pair and our 3rd pair sucks. 2 trades do is they open up a lot of room on our 3rd line for our younger players. And then also on the power play now, Mo Sider is going to move up to the 1st pair, and then Simon Edvinson's going to man the 2nd pair. So I like those moves. And even that bad, we are in a wild card spot, exactly mid, perfectly mid, like the Yzerplan wants. Patrick Kane leads us in scoring here. Dylan Larkin, DeBrincat, Raymond, Casper, so their plus minus has gotten better. Joe Velenos is still not that good, so it looks like that 3rd line needs to be broken up in one way or another. Ben Sherratt's numbers aren't that good either, and then Cam Talbot doing pretty well. I didn't expect this trade to be accepted, but we just traded a bunch of, basically it was a 3rd and a 5th for Luke Kunin. Now you might be like, why would you do that? You're 30 and 27, whatever. Well, in the Yzerplan in the Detroit era, we have not hit on any pick that is not a 1st rounder. So in turn, we don't care about any pick that is not a 1st rounder, and Luke Kunin is a guy that can help us now and for the future. Now we only have 13 million in cap space, so we have to be kind of tight with our money. So I think we're going to offer Jonathan Bergen 2.5 over 2 years. I think that's a good deal for both parties. And then Luke Kunin, we just picked him up. We're going to offer him 3 mil over 2 years and see what happens there. Deadline, we have a grudge match against Ottawa, and out of all players who could have got anything, Andrew Kopp gets a scoring boost. What is going on here? Huh? Rasmussen behind the net trying to feed Kunin out front. Jared Tenorti back for Rasmussen. Rasmussen trying to power to the net. Oh my goodness, Michael Rasmussen showing that top 10. If you look over on the right, we are 5th in the division. Let's see here. Can the Detroit Red Wings make the playoffs for the first time since the 25-year streak ended? We started off with a win against St. Louis. Let's see. Carolina Hurricanes, they are a very, very good team. Here it is. The Detroit Red Wings have clinched the playoffs. If you look over there when it pops up, we have an X next to our name, which means the Detroit Red Wings, for the first time since the streak ended, are back in the playoffs, baby. And 9, I think that is a 93-point season, if my math is correct. Patrick Kane, 75 points at 36 years old. He almost got half of his age. That's perfect. Or, I mean, double his age. Anyways. Dylan Larkin, my captain, 74 points. Lucas Raymond with the crazy curls, you know what I'm saying, 66 points. DeBrincat, Marco Casper had 63 as a rookie. That could be a Calder in our hands. Mr. Top 10 pick himself had 51. No biggie. Luke Kunin. What did he do with us? 9 points in 19 games. We will definitely take that. On defense, Mo Sider, the doll-looking fella, at least in that picture, 41 points. We will definitely take that. Simon Edvinsson, what a year. Justin Hall has 25 points in the year 2025. We are cooked. And then Cam Talbot, great numbers. Like he's going to win the Vezina, just like he will in real life. Oh, Marco Casper, 2nd in points. He outscored Ivan Demidov, Will Smith, and Michkov. But Macklin Celebrini is probably going to take home that Calder. Quinn Hughes, 106 points. Finally, Cale Makar does not put up 106 points. There we go, baby. And then Austin Matthews leads the league with 115. And Nathan McKinnon has 64 goals. Off time, and we have the Carolina Hurricanes because we were a wild card team. And we have a 94 overall, Mikko Rantanen. This is not going to be good. They have Seth Jarvis on their 2nd line. They have Roslovic. They have Taylor Hall. They have Jordan Stahl. They have all the tall men. They have a 91 on defense, Jacob Slavin. Oh my goodness, we might get absolutely cooked. They have an incredible goalie as well. This is what I expected. We are down 3-0 here to the Carolina Hurricanes. Can we at least get one win in our return to the playoffs? Yes, we can, baby. Andrew Kopp, Winnipeg Jets legend with the game winner. Patrick Kane scores as well. Come on, this is all we need. All we need is one game, fellas. That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? The Oilers won 3 in a row after being down 0-3. We don't talk about what happened in Game 7. I mean, the only reason it happened is because Gary rigs the NHL. But let's keep it going, right? Let's keep this momentum go. Okay, see you guys in the next season. The Stanley Cup. The Jets won the President's Trophy. You love to see it. And Vancouver avenged Edmonton in the finals. Austin Matthews is winning the Hart Trophy. Celebrini steals Marco Kaspar's Calder. Quinn Hughes wins the James Norris. Brock Besser wins the Conn Smythe. Ottinger wins the Vezina. I saw we had an award. We got the Jack Adams. Wait, where's Todd McClellan? What? Todd McClellan, but let's see, are there any picks available at this draft? Wait, did I just see? Oh, I thought I saw the first overall pick. I'm tripping. And there is literally no picks available until pick 20. Do we not have a pick in the first round? Is that? Oh no, 19. Red Wings fans are gonna throw a party today because Justin Hall is getting shipped out to Chicago. Not the fact that he's going to Chicago, but the fact that you finally got rid of all of them except for the Winnipeg Jets legend Ben Sherratt. We're at pick 19, and Matthew Schaefer goes to Utah. Michael Misa goes to Ottawa. James Haggins goes to Columbus. Porter Martone goes to the LA Kings, and here is everybody else that got picked before us. So we have 2 rules as Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings. The first thing they like to do, take players from Sweden. The second thing they like to do, take players that are way down the draft board, which is why with the 19th pick in the 2025 NHL draft, the Detroit Red Wings are very proud to select out of HV71 in the SHL, Nicholas Naslund. I think this is an auto-generated dude, but he fits the Detroit Red Wings. He's a 72 overall sniper, 132. And I think it's time we stop being Steve Yzerman and go back to the old Detroit Red Wing ways of getting crazy steals in the draft. Okay, so first things first, we're going to be taking Nelson Wisnowski, the dude from Monsters, Inc. This dude's going to be a medium elite goaltender, right? Then we go back into the draft, and there's a French dude, but we're going to pass on the French dude because with our excellent scouting, we're going to take Eric Winquist, a dude who probably played for the University of Michigan. He's going to be an elite low, right? And then 3 picks later, we are going to go right back into the draft with our incredible scouts and get this guy, a gem, Scott Kim, from the America as well. So 3 American boys, all elite. Mike was muted. I didn't even realize. But we let go of Patrick Kane because, we just want more youth in the lineup. And Soderblom is the only player coming back because we need to raise the population in Detroit, if you know what I'm saying. Find my boy Todd McClellan. I don't really know where he went. Did he just retire? And I just didn't see it. But anyways, this guy's a perfect fit with Mo Sider and Simon Edvinsson. So I think this is a no-brainer. Griffin is going to coach the NHL team of the Grand Rapids Griffins. I think it's absolutely perfect. Simon Edvinsson does not want to re-sign here. Yo, what is that noise in the background? That fan going off? I have no clue what's going on. Is there like a car outside or something? But Simon Edvinsson, $6 million for 5 years. Please come back. We actually need you so bad. And then Joe Veleno, you have elite low, so you know what? You can take 2.875. That's not going to hurt us at all. In free agency, we got Alex Lyon back as our backup. And we got, Edvinsson, but we got David Savard, Calvin Nahan, Noah Juleson. Basically a bunch of depth, right? And we need 1 top 6 forward to replace Patrick Kane. And I think Sam Bennett could be a perfect Detroit Red Wings player. Take him from our rivals in Florida. Bring him here. He stays relatively, he stays in the same division at least. And we're going to pay him $10 million for 2 years. I think that is going to be 100% worth it. And Sam Bennett is the newest Detroit Red Wing. Alright, so here are the lines for season number 2. We have made it here. It is going to be another kind of boring season, but we have a +5 on that first line with DeBrincat, Raymond, and Larkin. Rasmussen, Bennett, and Kasper gets a +2. No boost for our bottom 6, but it's all good. On defense, we have Edmondson and Sider there getting a +3, which is nasty. And then, I mean, in net, we have still Cam Talbot. So this is going to be a very interesting year for the boys. Can't score in tight. Here's Raymond across. Larkin gets it back across. And Dylan Larkin, the captain, has the first goal of the year 2. The plans for year 2, I think, again, is just see how this team does. We also do have injuries on, but we did not get an entire injury last year, and I will definitely take it. It's crazy. The sliders one less than we have it in our actual franchise modes, and it somehow doesn't give us injuries. But the plan for year 2, just see how it's going. Maybe sell, maybe buy. We'll see how this ship goes, though. We are here at the trade deadline, and the boys are absolutely buzzing. We are 3rd in the Atlantic Division, and we are 4th in the entire NHL. Biggest worry was that we don't have enough top-end talent, and boy, am I getting proven wrong. Lucas Raymond, Dylan Larkin, the Brinkat all putting up 70, Casper Bennett and Rasmussen all putting up 49, boys. What is going on? The boys are absolutely buzzing. You know, our defense +35, +34, and then in net, Talbot and Lyon are doing their job. Alright, here's the first move we are going to make. A position that we can upgrade at is goalie. Cam Talbot's been really good for us, but Lyon's playing way better, and the fact that we can get a Stanley Cup champion goalie, right, for the price of basically nothing, that is something I'm very interested in. Sergei Bobrovsky would be a great guy to bring to this team, so let's see if we can bring Sergei Bobrovsky in for not that much. You know, hopefully it doesn't cost a lot. Let's see if a 3rd and a 4th does it. There's no way you guys aren't accepting this. Watch this. 3rd, 4th, 5th. We don't care about these late round picks, like I said. And Sergei Bobrovsky and 10 million, welcome to the team. Try this trade here, trying to trade for my boy Nick Leddy. He just seems like a Detroit Red Wing, you know what I'm saying? And we do these rebuilds off vibes. So we're going to see if we can get Nick Leddy for the playoff run. He's a massive 4 overall upgrade over Ben Sherratt, and I am completely fine with giving up 2/3 for a guy who could help us win a Stanley Cup. Or the new look lines, you know, we're taking a risk by making a change in these lines, but I think it's going to benefit us for right now. Marco Casper here, up with Larkin and Raymond, the line that they were using for a little bit in real life. DeBrincat, Bennett, Rasmussen, same bottom 6, right? But then on defense, Nick Leddy is going to move up. Calvin Hahn's going to move to the 3rd pair. And then obviously we have Bob between the pipes. And that one hit Dylan Larkin. A nice play here in front. DeBrincat. There we go, baby. What a play by the boys. We are ready for this postseason run. No, you don't. You know why that is? Because the Detroit Red Wings are 4th in the entire NHL. The Yzerplan, step by step. It is working again here, but look at this. There's 3 Atlantic teams in the top 4. But look at this, the number 1 scoring team in the league. Our defense, we do not talk about that. Our power play, we do not talk about that. Our penalty kill, we again do not talk about that. Goodness, this is awful. How did Sergei Bobrovsky did horrible with us. Oh my goodness, that is awful to see. But you know what? We made that decision. We have to live with it. Mo Sider and Simon Edvinsson, what a defensive pair. That is absolutely nasty. Nick Leddy was a -1 with us. So, you know, our decisions for trades aren't working out. But you know what? We're just going to keep the boys together and see what happens. Lucas Raymond, 99 points. Alex DeBrincat, 92. Dylan Larkin had 90. Marco Casper had 78. You love to see what you're seeing. Like Jake Ottinger's going to win the Vezina if I had my pick. Right? Ryan Leonard's definitely going to win the Calder. A point per game plus 28. Now, you can't really beat that. Cale Makar at 105 points. He's definitely winning the Norris. And then Connor McDavid, 119 points. And Nathan McKinnon at 66 goals. In round number 1, we have the team Steve Yzerman built against the team Steve Yzerman is currently building. This is an insane matchup. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning. They finished ahead of us in the standings, and I can see why. This first line is one of the greatest first lines the NHL has ever seen. No glaze, right? The second line, they have Connor Sheary there, but they have Sorelli and Hagel, so I mean, that makes sense. Nick Paul's up to an 87 overall on their third line. They have Geeky on the fourth, who's an 82, right? They have Victor Hedman at 91. What is this team? This is a super team. Unfortunate, we are down 3-1 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's see if we can come back in 3 games. I don't know if it will happen, and it ends right there. We lose in the first round again, unfortunately. Damn, that sucks. Not much your team can do when you get absolutely shafted by the NHL's horrible playoff system. But man, that sucks. I thought we could go very far, but we just have to keep on building. You know, maybe take a step back to take 2 steps forward, or just go for a massive home run. At the NHL draft, does anyone want to trade with my boy Steve Yzerman? The Winnipeg Jets do want to trade at number 11. If there's an SHL guy, we'll take him. If not, then we ain't trading up. You know what I'm saying? Trade. We just gave the Winnipeg Jets a second, a fifth, a sixth, and then we go to defenseman Shai Boyum, and then we go to forwards. We gave them Jonathan Berggren. And the reason we did this is we picked up the 11th overall pick without having to gut too much of our roster. I think that was very worth it because they were asking for like Nate Danielson. I just threw 2nd, 5th, and 6th. That's basically better than Nate Danielson. Number 11, here is how the draft went. Gavin McKenna is a New York Islander in this universe. Let's check out who we're going to take. So in my thought process here, we have a lot of right wingers. We have a lot of right defensemen, right? Even though this guy is foreign, we do have a lot of big bodies, right? I think we just need a bit more skill as well as a big body. So with the 11th overall pick, the Detroit Red Wings are extremely proud to select out of the Niagara Ice Dogs in the OHL, Ryan Rubrock. And this dude is absolutely nasty. A 75 overall 2-way forward. You love to see it. All are re-signing, and I think what we're just going to do here is just go with Bob here at $4 million. We're just going to pay him what he wants. $4 million is good for a goalie, right? I mean, he's got to be better than he was last year. I mean, he had to take time to adjust to the fellas. And I mean, Tarasenko, right? We're going to throw on a 50-team no movement clause. We're going to lower this to like 5.25, maybe $5 million. And then we're going to offer that to Tarasenko and see what he says. We have Casper. We have Sam Bennett. We have Luke Kunin, the GOAT. We have Nate Danielson. We have Soderblom. We have a lot of extensions to give out. So let's get started here. Over here, we're going to do Marco Casper at 8.5 mil over 5 years. Hopefully he signs that. I think that's probably the most important one. I know that takes him to UFA. But if you don't want to sign a long-term deal, then don't come back here. Sam Bennett, we were looking at the Brinkat, but I think 9x4, he's going to be 34. I don't think he's going to drop. It's a very tradable contract, right? There's 16 teams. We can also retain money if we need to, and Sam Bennett's coming back for less than we signed him in free agency. So I like how the team's looking as of right now. They're almost done with all these free agent signings that they overpaid for. Andrew Kopp, absolute stud. But if we can get a first-round pick for Andrew Kopp, I will definitely take it. So Colorado, will you do this trade? Trade is rejected, but we definitely have picks to throw in here. You know what? I'm going to throw in this 4th-round pick. Let's see. And let's go. We got another first for this draft. Last player we should get rid of is JT Compher right here. The Dallas Stars, the Bruins are willing to give up a 2nd-round pick for JT Compher. But you know what? If we retain, they might be willing. Okay, yeah, they're definitely not giving up a first. We will just take this 2nd and 7th and get rid of the full $5.1 million. Massive offer for Alex DeBrincat. 8 years for a 28-year-old. This is what's going to get us screwed over in the future. But you know what? We have to do what's best for the team. And this guy's a 91 overall who scored 46 goals, works perfectly with our first liners. So I think we're going to offer ADB that extension. And then, yeah, we just have Luke Kunin. But what we did in free agency, if you're interested, we signed Josh Manson, Cam Fowler, Kovalenko, Connor Sheary, and Blake Lizotte. We have to name two new assistant captains, okay? So the first one, I think it's pretty obvious. I think Maurice Seider has to be an assistant captain. Absolute stud. Took a risk on him in the draft at Yzerplan, but it worked out perfectly. And I would give it to the 11 million a man Alex DeBrincat or a Stanley Cup champion like Sam Bennett. But there is one guy, a brother, who deserves it, and that is Lucas Raymond. So Larkin, Raymond, and Seider are our captains for next season. Alright, fellas, season number 3, and we have Larkin, Raymond, DeBrincat getting a +5, which is perfect. Marco Kasper centering the second line with Bennett and Rasmussen, Joe Veleno, Tarasenko, and Kunin, and then Nate Danielson's there making his debut. On defense, we have Edvinsson and Seider, Willander and Sandin Pellikka on the third pair, so, we're looking pretty good. Bob is in net up for one more year. Hopefully our Kosa or Augustine, one of them, develop. And then our power play is absolutely nasty. And then our penalty kill is also nasty. And Kemmel will steal that one. Roman Josi up for O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly through center. Ryan O'Reilly shooting, save, rebound. Fuck me in the asshole. Ryan O'Reilly scores. Axel Sandin Pellikka. It's about to be an insane debut. An insane career for Axel Sandin Pellikka. And he is absolutely nasty, so I can't wait to see what happens. 3.9 seconds left. Yes, we are pulling the goalie in the regular season. Don't judge. Larkin wins the draw. Edvinsson shooting. 1 second. Oh my goodness, that almost worked. Forsberg trying the reverse hit, and here's Raymond. Lucas Raymond gonna walk in. Lucas Raymond gonna cut in. Lucas Raymond. Oh my goodness, the brother Lucas Raymond scores, and it's 1-1. Right, the Yzerplan has worked so far. We've taken a jump in both of our years, but let's see what happens here in year number 3. We are going for the Stanley Cup. It at least make it out of the first round. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if we can do that. Okay, so I think we have literally the exact same record as we did last year at the trade deadline. Dylan Larkin, absolute stud, our captain. He's on pace for a career high, I think. Alex DeBrincat there. Lucas Raymond, that first line is nasty. The second line is nasty. Right, let's check out the third line. Not having as good of a year, but they are still absolutely nasty. The fourth line doing insane. On defense, I really like how our defense is going. Maybe the third pair is not working out as it should, but I really like this team so far. Alright, so Jesper Wallstedt is available, and I understand that, we have Augustine, we have Kosa, but these guys just aren't developing at all, to be honest, and it's kind of pissing me off. And, I don't know if we have time to wait. I think this is going to be worth it. We give them Lyon to back up Gustafsson. We give them an elite goalie prospect, an elite defensive prospect, an elite forward prospect, and a first-round pick. It's a lot to give up. But Jesper Wallstedt could be what puts us into championship contention. And I think I'm willing to make the move and pay him. So let's see if that goes through. And we just got Jesper Wallstedt to the Detroit Red Wings. Alright, so our team here is DeBrincat, Larkin. Oh, wait, you guys already know the team, but look at this. We have Jesper Wallstedt in net right now, and I didn't know because I thought the Wild wanted to give him up. Looks like he's signed under contract until 2031, so you know what? We will absolutely take that, and let's get into our first game here with Jesper Wallstedt. Look at this. We just got 60 wins on the year. The Detroit Red Wings are absolutely buzzing. The Yzerplan has fully worked. 60 wins. Let's go, baby. 4 goals per game. Under 3 goals against, a 20% power play, and an 86% PK. For Wallstedt play since coming to us, 13-5. That is what you love to see. Bob as well. We have 2 of the top Vezina Trophy goalies. Mo Seider, 50 points plus 33. Absolute stud on the back end. Simon Edvinsson, 41. Axel Sandin Pellikka put up 30. Cam Fowler was a plus 47. He almost hit his age in plus minus. Dylan Larkin, 101 points. That is my captain right there. That is a career high. The brother, Lucas Raymond, 87. Alex DeBrincat, 97, another 40 goals. That line was crazy. Our second line had 2 70-point scorers, right? Our third line there is cooking. Our fourth line is absolutely nasty. This team is just gross. Connor Hellebuck might win another Vezina trophy. This dude, he's got to make the Hall of Fame. There's no way. Joakim Kemmel led the rookies in scoring. You know what? Nate Danielson's there on the first page. On defense, Cale Makar, Evan Bouchard actually might win the Norris. Or Luke Hughes, he was a plus 38. And then for all skaters here, Connor McDavid put up 133 points. Absolute stud. And Nathan McKinnon had 72 goals. We have made is crazy. Made the playoffs for the first time since 2018 in year one, right? Then we have 100 points in year two, and then we win the Presidents in year three. And we have Gensel, Point, Kucherov, and the old team of Steve Yzerman, but they now have Mason Marchment. They now have Ivan Ryabkin on their team, which is crazy. They're about to be a dynasty again, right? They have a crazy good defense still, all 80s. This is a super team. What we call a very, very unfortunate round one matchup. You get the President's Trophy and you get the Tampa Bay Lightning. That is so rough right there. But we at least took a game. We at least took a game. Let's see here if we can take game number 4 here on the road, or are we going to go down 3-1? We actually win. Okay, this is perfect. We are heading home for game 5. Boys, we had 60 wins in the regular season. There is no way we cannot beat the Tampa Bay Lightning here in a game and we lose in overtime. That is a cockbuster right there. Jake Wallman destroys, or Jake Gensel, not Jake Wallman, beats us in overtime, and our backs are against the wall here. Game 6 in Tampa. You know what they say, the 2BC glitch works. Let's slow sim this one here. Game 6 in Tampa. Are we going to go out in the first round again? There we go. My captain, Dylan Larkin. And we are eliminated. Man, that is a rough way to end. The Florida Panthers win the cup, but we do win the President's Trophy. Let's go, baby. We haven't made the playoffs for 3 years, and the Yzerplan is moving slowly but steady, but I think everyone in Florida in Detroit will agree it is a success so far, but we have to take that next step. Bolster our defense here, and Mikey Anderson has 5 years, right, at $4 million. I think this is an absolute steal. Him and Sandin Palika, Edvinson and Sider, that would be absolutely nasty. We're seeing if this will be enough for Mikey Anderson. I mean, I didn't think it would be, but we'd be willing to throw in a 3rd round pick, and we have Mikey Anderson on our team. Kunin has been one of the best players for us. Absolute stud, right? Look at this. Plus 20, plus 26. That 3rd line is nasty, but I don't know if Tarasenko's staying, right? And then, I mean, we have a chance to get the 10th overall pick for Luke Kunin. You take that deal any day. So we're going to try and move up here. And the Montreal Canadiens are accepting, and we have the 10th overall pick in a very stacked draft class. There is a storm outside that is going crazy, but we will continue. This is a stacked draft class. Landon DuPont there, obviously headlining it. He's teaming up with Michkov, so that's scary. But there's a lot of players we can take here. Jonah dropped from 7, but we had him in the last franchise. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to repeat. There's this guy from Germany. There has been a lot of luck for the Detroit Red Wings when they select from the Dell recently. There is a playmaker here. There's a defenseman. There's a two-way forward. But there is a player type that we don't really have. A power forward goal scorer type of player. And Probathal scores goals. He puts up points. I've played with this guy before. Absolute stud. So with the 10th overall pick, the Detroit Red Wings are going to be selecting from the Brandon Wheat Kings of the WHL, Probathal, and he's a 79 overall power forward with 4 X factors. Let's go. Alright, so we got to say bye to my boy Sergei Bobrovsky, also Cam Fowler, Josh Manson. You guys are Detroit Red Wings legends, and you guys deserve to be in the Detroit Red Wings Hall of Fame for getting this President's Trophy. But, you know, we got to move on, right? We got to move on as a team, and we got to see what we can do. And there's one player we have to sign, Joe Valeno. That is perfect. All right, so we get Michael Rasmussen back at 4.7 mil, right? And then on defense, we offered Sandin Palika 6.25 by 4. And then also, I mean, we're going to have to trade Wallander because he wants 5 mil, and I ain't doing that. Whenever you need to finesse a team, you can always count on the New York Rangers overpaying for people. So shout out William Wallander, OG, part of this, core. But I think this is great. We have 4 defensemen under 30, and I mean, all their contracts, I'd say, are pretty reasonable if Sandy and Palika signs, right? And they're all signed for like 4 years, and we got all these guys. DeBrincat's the one contract that's a little bit iffy, but he's a 91 overall, and he has trade ability. Same with Sam Bennett has trade ability, so I really like where this team is at, boys. And maybe we just have to do a free agent signing, that's all. Here's our team for Season 4. Look at this team. We are absolutely nasty. We now have a +1 on the third line. We have a couple of great prospects coming up. This team is starting its second phase turnover. And when this turnover is complete, we are going to be absolutely nasty. Here's our D-core. This is disgusting. Our power play. I love our power play. I mean, once Sandy and Palika gets into the 90s, we're going to have 5 90s on the power play. Our PK is a +4, and then we have an 89 goalie in net. I don't see what this team can't do. The Yzerplan is working effectively, but you're going to have to find out if we can win Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings a cup in the next episode. See you guys then.